Well, I've just received my Blazewear heated sports gloves. These cost about 30 quid from Lloyd's Pharmacy and look very similar to the gloves that are 50 quid from some other outlets like XC Mag and so on. Designed for cycling, paragliding and other activities in cold weather. A nicely made glove. I have seen them before, a friend bought some, but as I say, a friend actually paid 50 quid for his from another source, and I'm sure this is exactly the same product. Now some of these gloves, they're battery heated gloves, so obviously they have a battery. Some of these gloves have one large D cell in the back of the glove. These particular gloves have a small battery pack that takes 3 AA batteries. Now I'm going to use Maplin's hybrid here. They're 2100 milliamps. Now rechargeables only push out about 1.5 volts, or no, shall we say 1.2, 1.4 volts, whereas if you were using something like Duracells you'd be getting more like 1.6 volts. So instead of 4.5 to 5 volts through the heating elements, I'll be lucky if I get 4, I guess, 3 times 1.2 or 1.3. So plan to do some tests on this anyway, but basically 3 AAs clip in here. This fits in a pocket in the back of the glove and then you plug it in. Now this is actually take 2 because I spent about 10 minutes trying to get this battery pack into the back of the glove. And it is not easy, I can tell you. You've got this little compartment here with a zip and a window so that you can see the LED lights on it. Still not quite sure what the LED lights mean, but it's a 3-position switch. And according to the blurb on it, there are 2 different heat settings, but it doesn't actually tell you what the lights mean. Now, after some considerable experimentation and fiddling about off camera, which took me at least 10 minutes, I figured that the best way to get this thing in is you slide the battery pack in first, and even that's not easy. And then once you've got it in, like so, I'm probably going to speed this bit up because it will take forever. Once you've got it in, get the little plug and poke the corner out like this, and then you can access the socket and plug it in, and way-ho, I managed to get it in. What about that? But like I say, it took about 10 minutes of fiddling about to actually achieve that. And then you can zip it up. It's got a clear plastic window so that you can see the lights when you're flying or whatever else you're doing, and turn it on and off in flight. Now I've read reviews on some of these types of battery heated gloves where you've actually got to disconnect the battery to turn it off. Well, obviously if you were paragliding and the weather was that cold you need battery heated gloves, that's going to be blooming difficult. You're probably going to lose the glove or lose the battery, so that's good. More about the gloves. They actually come with a liner. Now I've got size large here. There is an extra large version. I find size large is comfortable for me at the moment without the liner. When I put the liner in, they're just too tight, so hopefully I'm going to manage without the liner. There is a chart on the website, Lloyd's Pharmacy website, where they tell you the different sizes and the size you might need by measuring from fingertip down to your wrist. Like I say, I've got large here, but I have got pretty large hands. Now what I plan to do with these is put the pair in the fridge with a thermometer in the finger, leave it for about 15 minutes and then see if there's a temperature difference and just what the temperature difference is. It's either that or I've got to go up to the Goves or somewhere really cold and snowy, and that might be expensive. What happens in a fridge test? Green light, 500 milliamps, in other words half an amp, and red light was 700 milliamps. So green is the low heat, red is the highest, so that's easy to remember. Red is hot, hottest. So let's see how we get on. Okay, here we go, the fridge test. Look at that, typical bloke's fridge. Absolutely nothing in it. Right, this one has got a couple of thermometers in it. I'm going to put it on red, maximum. This one is going in with the batteries in, but not turned on. Let's see how it looks in half an hour. Okay then, oh come on autofocus, look at that, 35 seconds. Time to open the fridge and reveal what's happened inside. Okay, the moment of truth has arrived. Now I know the temperature inside my fridge is around the 4 or 5 degrees mark. This is the one that's been turned on. And here's my thermometer inside. Funny thermometer, you might think. This happens to be from an old aircraft. And that is reading 22 degrees, which is damn good if you ask me. 22 degrees compared to 5 degrees in the fridge. Blazewear SportsRider, nice glove, well made. Bit of an issue with the battery pocket, but easily remedied by taking a couple of stitches out there to enlarge the aperture where you put the battery in. Not a big deal really. Still at 50 quid on the website, even though it's been replaced by the Powermax, which has a redesigned battery pocket. Did well in the fridge test, 22 degrees, but obviously that wasn't taking into account the effect of wind chill when you're flying or in moving air or whatever. But I should say they're probably going to do the job well. They're not too bulky, I think they'll be okay for flying. Probably better for mountain biking or something where you're not sort of holding a brake control or something, but all the same I think they should do the job. So let's get some decent flying weather and I'll get out there and try them.